Hello, our wonderful 7th graders. We are going to work on volume today. So what is volume?
Everything on the inside of something.
It's not how loud you are?
Not how loud you're... No,
Oh.
that's Miss Newsom's volume.
Turn down the
Does
volume.
my
So
cup fit?
if Miss Green has a cup, here,
water in it.
it's a cup with water. The volume is the amount of water inside that cup.
Well, last week we did surface area.
Last week was surface area, which
Surface
was
area was everything on
around
this
the
that covers
outside.
my cup.
Yes, and the volume is the water inside.
Right.
Now Miss Green's thirsty. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, I forgot to put a learning target today.
Our learning target is we will find volume of prisms and pyramids by using the corresponding
formula? Yes.
There you go.
So we will find volume of prisms and pyramids by using the corresponding
I
formula.
hope you have your volume up and you're actually paying attention
I'll be right back.
because if you're not,
Hey.
we're going to ask you what the learning target is for this.
Totally.
And it's not in your notes. You're going to have to write it on your own.
So these are our three-dimensional shapes. I know you guys have seen three-dimensional shapes before, but I just kind of wanted to remind you of them, give you the idea. So let's start with the prisms first. A prism is basically means it's got two bases. So on a cube, we have two bases. The bases are going to be the same, but on either side. So like let's say this cube, the base is the bottom. On a cube, what shape would the base be?
Square.
A square. And then what would this would be the other base. So how many bases do I have on a cube?
You have two.
And they are what shape?
Square.
Awesome. Then we have a rectangular prism. Let's say that this was our base,
The side.
the side. Which one's our other base?
The other side of it. The opposite
The other side. And what shape is that?
Rectangle.
A rectangle, which this tells you right here
What kind of prism it is, or what shape the base
what
is
shape the base
A
is.
rectangular base. Now I understand that the top is a rectangle, the bottom's a rectangle, the front's I understand that, but it's very, 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 very vital that you pay attention to what exactly are the bases because sometimes they're going to give you the base and you're going to need to know that.
Yeah, so it's kind of important to know which one is your base. A lot of times it'll be shaded or something to that effect. What about this one? This one's called a triangular
Ooh,
prism.
I wonder what shape the bases would be on a triangular.
Is it the
prism.
rectangles?
Well, there's rectangles, so it has
We
to be
already did
rectangles.
the rectangle. Oh, you see the rectangles in it?
I do see the
So
rectangles in it.
the bases are
Actually,
the triangles.
Okay, so here's what I see. Whether it's a cube, a rectangular prism, a triangular prism, all of their faces are going to be rectangles.
All
so
of their
I
faces are.
can't go based on what the faces are. I need to go off of what the
Bases.
bases are.
Yes.
Because that is a square. So technically I could call this a square prism, but that sounds funny.
Yeah,
It's got a
cube.
name. It's called a cube. This is a rectangular prism because it's got all rectangles. But this one has rectangles and these funny little shapes right here. I'm going to call those triangles. So this is going to be a triangular prism.
Yes.
Okay.
Pyramids are kind of the same way. We have a triangular pyramid, which again, that means triangular. What shape is our base?
what? Oh, triangular prism. Well, since we
Pyramid.
since we've been going along with this pattern, we see this base must be a triangle.
So the bottom triangle
Can it be the one on
is
the
my
side?
base. It could. They'll usually tell you which base it is because they're all triangles.
They'll identify.
They'll
for you
identify
which one it
for
is.
you which one's the base.
It's usually shaded, and if it's not shaded, you tell me.
It's the one that it's sitting on.
Because yeah, there you go. It's the one that it's sitting on.
But you still tell us.
Yeah.
I will. You tell me because I'm calling the editor of that worksheet or whatever.
And then the last shape we have is a rectangular pyramid.
Let me guess. Its base is a rectangle.
Its base is a rectangle. And one thing you're going to notice between prisms and pyramids. First off, we said the prisms have how many bases?
2.
And the pyramids have how many bases?
1.
The faces in a prism are all rectangles. The faces in a pyramid are all triangles.
I know it's a little tricky, but it's something you're gonna have to know.
Yep. Yeah, let's move on from that.
Let's.
I had a thought going through my head, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. So the volume of a prism is V equals big B times H. Why did I capitalize that? B?
Because it's special. It doesn't
Doesn't
mean
mean base.
It doesn't mean base. It stands for the
Area of the base. You got to be really careful of your big B's, your little B's, because the little B's will be like the base
edge.
and the big B's the area of the
total
base.
base, yeah.
So real quick, so this right here, it could be a base edge. But this that's shaded
Is
is
the
your actual area.
area of
That's
the
your
base.
big B.
Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna get tricky. I understand that,
Yeah.
but you'll get it. You'll get it.
Yes. So the volume of a prism, remember prism, how many bases does it have?
Two.
So it'll be volume is area of the base times the height. Then, in here I wanted to put, a prism has 2 bases, a pyramid has 1 base, just again, so that you see that. Then the volume of a pyramid, that was the 1 base, is volume equals 1/3 base times height. Why is it 1/3? What do you guys think?
Because it's 1/3.
Well, if I look at this, if I were to put my rectangular pyramid inside of my rectangular
It'll fit in
prism,
there 3 times.
it would fit in there 3 times.
3 of these. I'm assuming the dimensions are exactly the
Yes.
same. 3 of these would fit in here.
Yeah. So that's why it's 1/3. The inside of that, because it comes to this point, takes away so much of that space that would be in the rectangular prism. So that's why your formula has the 1/3 in it.
I'll stay for one, and then I've got to go do the concessions. I've got to run down.
You're such a good person.
So let's find the volume.
Ooh, a cube. It looks like a cube, but
It looks
is
like
it?
a cube. It's not, because this is my base. We're going to shade this in really quick.
Oh, and I see it. All the sides aren't equal.
They aren't all equal. So we've got 12 and 15 and 7. What did we say was the formula for the volume of a...
Capital B times H.
So capital B times H. So that's area of my base. How do we find the area of a base?
Well, you have to determine what shape the base is.
So what
And
shape is the base?
It's a rectangle.
And what's the formula to find a rectangle?
Base times height. Little
I'm gonna-
b
The formula to
times
find a
h.
rectangle.
The formula to find the area of a rectangle. So it's little b times H.
Ah! I see 2 H's.
I know. Because it's...
They're talking about yeah.
The area of the base is the base edge and the height edge, and then the height of the prism.
This is getting kind of...
Dang, you sound mean. Height.
Height. So we've got, what is the base edge?
12.
What's the height of the base?
15.
And what's the height?
7.
So now all I have to do is multiply those.
Oh, let's do some left. We don't have our human calculator.
I know, we need our human calculator.
Okay, so then 12 times 15 is 180.
180 times 7,
Is 1,260.
1,260 millimeters. What do I use for my
3 dimensions, so it's a 3.
cube?
It's cubed. Oh, look at that. It's a cube and it's cubed.
It's not a cube.
It looks like a cube.
No, because they're not.
I know, but it looks like a cube, therefore it's cubed. If it's 3-dimensional.
But
If it looks like a square, then it's 2-dimensional.
But a pyramid doesn't look like a square, does it?
It's part of a square.
It does, some of them, not a triangular one.
Part of a cube.
Some of them.
Okay, check this out though, real quick. You know how earlier we were talking about how this is the area of the base, right here, right here, right here? Okay, so the 2 numbers that are part of the B are always going to be the 2 numbers that surround your base.
Yes.
That 3rd number is going to be your height, the one that does not touch your base, because these have to do with your base, and this one does not. So
Yeah.
that's just a little like tidbit to help you figure out where the numbers go.
This H, me and Miss Green always say this should be a capital H because
And
it's
it's
the
not.
height of your prism.
And there's nothing we can do about
Nothing
it.
we can do about it, but that's in our mind. That's a big B and a big H.
Yep.
Okay, let's look at this one. So find the volume. Do I have to tell you what my bases are on this?
Yep.
Well, I mean, like, do I have to like?
No. Yeah, no. It's a triangular prism. Therefore, my bases are triangles.
The triangles. There's
Yeah.
only 2
I
triangles.
thought you meant, do I needed like my base? I was like, yeah, you do.
Well, yeah, I have to figure that out. But
Yeah.
do I need to actually like? Oh, this one's the base.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because the triangles are the base.
I usually shade it in for fun because it's become a habit for me to always shade in the base.
I'll
But
shade in
anyway,
the back one because the front one otherwise would cover up numbers.
That's true. Okay, so our formula hasn't changed. It's still big B, H. Big
So-
B stands for area of the base once again, which
What is the formula for the area of a triangle?
It's half BH.
1/2 BH times H. I know it looks crazy, but that's
But
what we gotta
remember,
do.
The B and the H that have to do with the area of the base.
Those are
the-
touching.
The two numbers that are touching. Now, do I need that 9?
No, you don't. But I threw it in because you guys are like, oh, that's the height of it. No.
I told my kids over and over again, it's the two that make your right angle.
Yes, and I tell mine that too. You're usually going to see that right angle symbol. It's going to be the ones that form the right angle.
So it's going to be half 4 times 8.
The base was 8. Oh, wow, I put that in funky. And 4. And then the height of the prism.
The one that's not touching the base is your 11.
So what is 1/2 times 2?
That's not a 2.
I mean 8.
Half of 8 is 4.
Half of 8 is 4. 4 times 4, so 4 times 11. What's 4 times 4?
16.
Times 11.
176.
So volume equals 176
Inches
inches cubed.
Beautiful.
Yes. After a snowfall, Cherie built a snow pyramid. The pyramid had a square base with side lengths of 32 inches and a height of 28 inches. What was the volume of the pyramid to the nearest cubic inch?
I'm going to go ahead and add an F to this name here because I have a student named Sharif.
Oh.
His name is not spelled that way, but Sharif, shout out to you, man, because he watches his videos almost every single time.
I
So
think I've
here-
met Sharif before.
Yeah, it's actually Sharif, but we're going to go ahead and just shout out to you, Sharif.
It's all for you, Sharif. You're building a snowman, or a snow pyramid.
There you go.
Because it snowed in Texas.
Yep.
It's a miracle.
Yes, it is.
So, Sharif is building a snow pyramid. It has a square base. I'm very visual, Miss Green. Are you visual?
I am. I need to draw this out.
I have to draw this out. So I know I have a square base. And now bear with me, guys. I am terrible at drawing pyramids. But we are going to make it work.
There you go. Perfect.
Yes. So it's a square base. So that means my
Edges are
edges are all the same. And they are a length of 32 inches.
Holy moly.
Oh, that's a big...
First, I was going to say, for the sake of big numbers, can't we just do like 3 and 3? Change it up.
And then the height, so from this little point all the way to about right here, that's my little right angle. The height of my pyramid is 28 inches.
Yep.
So to find the volume of a pyramid, what was my formula?
This one's different. This one's going to be 1/3, capital BH.
And it was a
Once again,
1/3 because it was a?
A third of the rectangular
Yes, and because we have a pyramid instead of a prism.
rectangular prism.
These are on your formula sheet. So 1/3, what's the base of the base? Because this is base times height for a rectangle.
It's going to be the 2 that touched my base.
So the base was here. So 32 and 32.
Oh, that's a big number.
Oh, that's a big number. Times our 28.
Okay, so let's go ahead and figure that out.
What is 32 times 32?
32 times 32 is 1,024.
Should we multiply by 28 or divide by 3 first?
I'm going to go ahead and just multiply by 28.
Okay.
And then divide by 3. Our answer is going to be, oh my goodness, 9,055.7. 9,557 and 1/3.
9,557.3
Yeah.
inches cubed. That's just what's inside that pyramid. So I think that's it. We're out. This is volume. We're doing the inside of everything. So come ready to learn.
All right. Peace
Bye.
out.